Most coaches are going launch after launch after launch just to replace the clients that they're losing, or worse, trying to figure out every marketing new thing that's working to get new clients in or create another low ticket. And I'm going to tell you right now how you do not need a ton of new clients, and you could actually be making over $400K a year in your business when you actually understand a retention strategy as your marketing strategy. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good marketing, and that is actually something I help all my clients with, but so many people are overlooking retention as a strategy for your marketing and sales. Now, I will tell you right now, hands down, this is where the market is going. People are wanting depth. People are wanting transformation. People are wanting a home for their evolution, not surface level material. This is why you're seeing a lot of out around little courses and little things that people don't really want. People want to feel held. With AI, its information is already out there. So what is the thing that cannot be replaced? Depth and transformation. Well, the longer you know someone, the longer you can support them, the better results they get and the better testimonials you get and the less leads you need. So let's talk about it. Retention as your marketing strategy. Retention is essentially having a client who has come into your world stay in your world. And it is also something that you will see in a lot of terms, LTV. It is the long-term value of a customer. And this is actually where the real money is made in a business, not from a slimy, weird way, but just from actually serving your clients in the deepest way. And this is unknowingly the strategy that I have taken from the very beginning of business. And then I recognize, wow, I actually have a strategy for the retention strategy. And now I'm going to teach it for free so you can make more money, because that's what I actually care about most, is you have a money built for your life, and your life is built with wealth, because that's what I really care about. So let's get into it. Retention is retaining your clients. And the longer they stay in your world, the more you retain them, the more money you make, and it actually benefits you and them. Then what that means for you as the business owner, you don't need to be spending so much time on marketing. You don't need to figure out the new ad strategy. You don't need the new funnel strategy. All of the newness that actually evolves, which is marketing, is constantly evolving. You are focused on retention, and you don't have to keep up with every new thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I think marketing and sales is important, and that is absolutely what we go into in my program. But you want to master retention and build out your marketing and sales as a cherry on top. Let me give you a great example. I personally stopped launching when I was 9 months pregnant because I decided I really wanted a flexible business model that was built for my life. Now, stopping launching, I didn't run ads, I didn't run funnels, I didn't do all these low ticket like everybody did, you see. I actually just doubled down on my core offer, Wealthy Woman. That retention inside that offer went from 67% to 98%. I retained 98% of my clients without any salesy tactics or anything. It's just creating incredible offer that it makes people stay. And that's what I'm going to break down for you, is exactly how I actually create that offer. So you doing this strategy will allow you to not need to be focused so much on marketing and actually be able to do more of the work you love, which is supporting your clients. A few other notes I want to make before I tell you exactly how to design your offers is, number one, with retention. It gives you the best testimonials. And nowadays, the best testimonials mean a lot, because people are not just looking for what you have to say, they're looking for the actual change you have on clients' lives. And guess what? Your clients are more than happy to give you incredible testimonials and referrals, and probably will sell your services for you without you even needing to do anything, because they've developed a depth of relationship with you, which you get over time. I have such an incredible relationship with my clients. Like, I truly love and adore every single one of my clients. Why? I know them really well. I know them, I know their life, I know their kids' names, I know their whole work situation, I know everyone's ideal client. I could write everyone's Instagram content for them. That's also what makes me so good at what I do, because I know them. And this is what you have the opportunity for. Now, it's not about being best friends with your clients. It's about actually being able to help them in a deeper way, because let's be honest, things take time. And the more time you have with clients, the better results they get, the better testimonials they give, the better your marketing actually is, because you leverage those testimonials. And it also allows you to be able to stand out and say, hey, I retain my clients. That says a lot, because it means not only you're getting results, but it means that they like the results enough to actually stay in your world. So let's break it down of how you do this. It all comes down into your offer design. This is the most overlooked aspect of business and means so much right now, because let me name, with the rise of AI, There's lots of information out there. So the one thing that is never going to be replaced is depth of transformation. And this is where you really want to design your programs in a very strategic way. So one of the biggest things when people first design offers is you psychologically actually set up your client to have an end date. You say, hey, this is a 3-month contract. Hey, this is a 4-month program. Hey, this is a 6-month membership. And you actually psychologically set them up that they don't need you. They're going to be done and evolved by the end of the date. And they're going to be ready for your next offer, which pushes you to constantly have new offers or new evolutions. Or worse, they're going to jump to the next person who's the next offer for them or think they can carry it all on their own. So the first shift is we want to evolve your brand and your offer. And this comes into your marketing, sales, and offer creation process as the home base for what you do. Think of it this way. The women who come into Wealthy Woman, I am the home to their business. So once I've had this happen. I have one of my clients who came into me. She was brand new in business 3 years ago. We went and we got her first 5 one-on-one clients. Then she raised the prices of those clients. Then she scaled out our group program. Now she has a mastermind and a group program. And now we're launching one other thing. Why is that? I have positioned Wealthy Woman, and I could give you so many stories of that. I've positioned Wealthy Woman as the home to their business, as it is the offer that's not just teaching you one thing, stop. It is actually the offer that is growing and scaling with your business, growing and scaling with the person that you are, and always evolving your next marketing strategy for your next offer strategy. And so the way that I've positioned Wealthy Woman is not come in and get your first 5 clients, come in and hit your first 20K month. It's actually like, hey, come in. Okay, great. We're going to hit 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K. I'm going to help you keep evolving. And so what that does psychologically as the client coming in, you are not expecting to be done when the time is up. You're not expecting to go for one result and being complete. And this is really important because people actually crave having a home base. And the only reason people come in, start, stop is because you've actually sold it and set them up that way in your offer. And so the way that you want to do this is whatever your niche is, you really want to focus on like, this is your home for your health. This is where we get to evolve with your health. It's not just losing the weight. It's not just feeling better. This is where I get to support you in actually changing the way you feel in your body and your whole life. And so we really position your offer as the solution for the bigger macro transformation that they're going for, which takes the timeline out. Very important. And the way you do this is in your onboarding, and you want to do this in your marketing and sales so people see you as the home offer, not an offer and the stepping stone of where they're going. Number 2, that is so important and really a huge reason why my retention is so high. And I want to name something for a moment. I have never tried to focus on retention as a strategy. I actually used to never teach it because it was never a focus of mine. But after years and being exposed to so many different coaches and programs, actually someone I hired who runs client success for $1 million a month coaching programs, he said, your retention is out of this world. I've never seen it inside of any coaching business I've ever consulted. I've never seen it. And it really was the moment when I realized, wow, there really is a strategy to retention, and I'm ready to finally teach it. Because I actually think with where we're going, you need it. So number 2 is really, this is in the design of how you run the program. What a lot of people do is they run a program, it's successful, right? People get results, people like it, and they run the same program. But what you don't realize is that you need a program run like a TV show. One of my clients actually inside of Wealthy Woman, this is exactly what she does, is she helps coaches and creators to create their programs in a way that captures someone like a really good TV show. And she always says to me, Christy, the way you run Wealthy Woman is exactly what I'm always trying to tell creators and coaches to do. And that's really what it is. But see, it's different. And by the way, she's been in my program for over 2 years, just to emphasize the client retention. And she's not going anywhere. It really comes down to how you design the program, that you're always keeping engagement. This is one of the biggest things that I see people not do. Your job is not just to engage people on the information in the program and the results. Your job is to keep them engaged in the whole experience. So these are the core elements that I see that make engagement really important. They need to feel connected to you as the facilitator. So there needs to be a personal rapport, not personal relationship, rapport. They need to feel, if you have a group program, connected to the community, or at least 2 to 3 people at a minimum, some form of connection, which is your job to facilitate, which I can teach you in more depth inside of Wealthy Woman how we do that. The other thing is they need to be connected to where they're going. So what a lot of times happens is people come into a program, they lose the sight of where they're actually going at some point, and then it makes them disengage in the program. And your job actually is to keep reselling them in the program. Like, this is the biggest thing. You sell them in and you just cash out. You're like, "Whoo, I'm good. I'm just running the program." Your job is to keep selling them, to show up, to get the results they want, for the vision that they wanted. That's your job as a facilitator. And so you want to keep selling them on their bigger vision, which you better know their vision. My clients, I could literally tell you every single client side of Wealthy Woman, their ideal client, their kids' names, what's going on in their personal lives. I could write their sales pages for them, which I do for some. And they go, "How do you know this?" I go, "I know you." And that's actually what makes a really great program, is that you are making sure to create engagement within the program, which means they have connection to you, people, and their vision. The other thing that really makes for a strong engagement is variety. So what you don't want to do, and this is why I've never seen anyone run a business program the way I do, is you will never see the exact same month inside of Wealthy Woman. I do not say, "Here's the 3 calls, it's a Q&A, this is a meditation call, this is a breathwork call, this is how it runs." Why? The reason being is because people get complacent when they run their programs. If you put half the thought that you did into how do I get more income, into actually how do I make my program the best in the marketplace, you would never ask yourself about income. And that's how you want to run your programs. You want to meet the needs of what your clients are actually needing to see a result. What you have to realize is people are paying you for results. They're paying you for behavior change. If your program is not creating that, it is your job to create that. And so something you want to actually do is you want to focus on how am I creating variety, which creates engagement and captures attention, and it makes them want to show up to the group chat, the calls, whatever it is that you're doing. That is how we do it. That's why one of the biggest things that people's retention ends up going up so high inside of Wealthy Woman. Just by them being in the program, they learn from a way of running a program, because I'm just telling you the way I run it is so different and so good. The last piece that is super important in your offer design is that they are really able to shine in their leadership, and that you're giving them what they need and what they want at the same time. So something you want to look for in your offer design is there is going to be a balance where you need to get your clients results of what they actually need, but you also want to give them what they want so they enjoy the experience, right? There's a balance. So think about it this way. If I go to a workout class and it just gives me a good hardcore workout every single day, I'll go, but I won't go 5 days a week. But if it's giving me a good workout and I like being social and I get to chat with all my friends and I have fun, what am I going to do? I'm going to go 7 days a week. That is what your program needs to be. Your program needs to give them what they need to get results, but also give them what they want so they're getting the bigger evolution of what they want. So what this looks like, for instance, inside of Wealthy Woman, is one of the things a lot of times the women want is they want a deeper of like, how do I balance my life? How do I bring myself in? How do I awaken my purpose more in my business? Do they absolutely need that to make more money in their business? It's not an absolute, but is it something they want? Yes. And that is why one of the things that I've done very skillfully inside of Wealthy Woman is facilitate the dance between what they want and what they need. And so it's always keeping them right where they want to be to actually see results, but also to enjoy the experience of learning. They have to enjoy the experience of the learning and the evolution process. That's what's actually going to give them better results. Because when they're enjoying the learning, they're going to show up more. When they're enjoying the experience, they're going to engage more, which gives them better results. When they enjoy the experience, they're going to like what you do and feel connected to you. And when they enjoy what they're doing, they're actually going to do the action required for the behavior change. And that is really why offer design looks really different. So some ways, for instance, again, how we do in Wealthy Woman is I bring in different topics that I know that they need. I also personally bring in a different way of running calls. I never run my calls as like a basic Q&A call or teaching call and then Q&A. That is so long and gone. And if that is how you're running your programs, just say bye-bye. That is so replaceable, right? You want to make your programs that they can't get it anywhere else. No one is doing it like you. That is what makes your retention so strong, is because it is such a unique experience. And that's what makes your offer stand out. And they know they're not going to get your program, the way you do it anywhere else. And that is why the way you design your programs is so important. And I want to give you an example of this. One of my clients, Krista, has done this, and she's done absolutely amazing at doing this. Her retention is so high. I believe now it's in like the 80s to 90s, her retention. It's wild. We've raised her prices. We've made her programs longer, 6 to 12 months commitment now. And she's doing incredible with re-signing clients. Why? Because she's literally following the model of how I've run my programs and making it her own for her niche and what her expertise is. But this is why it's so important. She doesn't have to launch all the time. She barely posts on LinkedIn or socials. She doesn't send out regular emails. Like, I'm telling you, you don't have to do all the things as much. Now, again, do we do those inside of Wealthy Woman? And is that important? Yes. But I like to think of it's gas on the fire of the revenue you already have set. You don't want to have to need all of your marketing to work perfectly, because let's be honest, marketing changes and evolutions change. What doesn't ever change is clients. And if clients love what you do, if they're getting results, they will always want to stay in your world. They will always pay you, and your revenue is set for so much longer. And this is something that so many of my clients end up doing inside of Wealthy Woman, is they learn how to run really dynamic programs. They learn how to create really good retention. Then it makes their marketing even better because the results are so good. And it allows them to actually love what they do more because they're bringing passion into their work. And this is really the fulfillment process of building a business. And I truly think retention is where it's at. If you listen to anybody who's had a successful business long term, they will work on retention, LTV, and they just don't talk about it publicly. But it is the strategy that is actually incredible. And it really comes down to your offer design. And this is exactly what I help you do inside of Wealthy Woman, because this is where it's really at. And this is where you can really serve your clients on the deepest level. And again, you love what you do. I love my clients. I love having a relationship. You don't need to be best friends and have deep relationships with your clients, but you will actually get them better results, because everybody thinks they can get really fast results in 5 minutes, and we can't. Let's be honest. But the results you can get over time is absolutely insane. And what I love about the clients who come in my world is they come in with this goal, and by the time we're at 3 months, they already have a new goal, and we're already scaling up their businesses to that next goal. And what's so amazing is, because I didn't create it as a stop-start, we have that evolution process. And I will help you exactly how to do this inside of your offers, so your offer stands out in this current marketplace, because it's actually easy to stand out when you design your offers this good. So you can go ahead and book a call with me below, because I'd love to hear about your business. I'd love to help you with it. And really, this is where wealth is going in business, is unique and dynamic offers.